Some objects are not meant to exist. Some objects are not meant to be touched. And some objects show you a future you were never meant to see. Daniel Cortez, an investigative journalist, had seen horrors across the world, but nothing prepared him for the camera he found in a forgotten alley, wrapped in cracked leather, humming as if alive. This camera didn't capture the present, it captured fate. And fate has a price. Those who try to change what it shows disappear forever. Tonight, we will witness the story of the camera that records the future and the man who dared to use it. The rain pounded on the rusted tin roof of Ravenmore Flea Market, a place forgotten by time, tucked between abandoned warehouses and graffiti-stained walls. Daniel wandered through narrow aisles filled with old clocks, broken radios, and yellowed photographs. Every step echoed in the silence as though the market itself was holding its breath. A stall at the far end caught his attention. An old man sat there, motionless, eyes clouded like fogged glass. In front of him lay a 1964 Polaroid camera, the leather cracked, the strap torn. Daniel felt an inexplicable pull, a whisper of dread and fascination. "Don't use it," the old man rasped. "Why?" Daniel frowned. "It doesn't take pictures," the man whispered. "It takes futures." Curiosity, Daniel's oldest curse, flared. He bought the camera. As he walked away, the old man's words lingered. Fate hates to be interrupted. Back in his apartment, rain still hammering the windows, Daniel placed the camera on his desk. He aimed it randomly at the street outside and pressed the shutter. Click. The camera whirred, not mechanical, but alive. A photo slid from its slot, damp from the rain, glowing faintly. Daniel looked. The street was the same, empty, silent. But in the photo, a woman screamed in the middle of the road. A car barreled towards her at full speed. The timestamp? Tomorrow, 6:45 p.m. Daniel's pulse raced. The woman's terror was real. Her eyes pleaded, knowing she couldn't escape. And then he noticed it. The edges of the photo shimmered. Reality flickered. Someone or something was watching him. The next day, Daniel waited. 6:40 p.m. 6:44. Nothing. 6:45. A scream ripped through the street. The woman ran into the road. Daniel acted instinctively, pulling her out of the path of the speeding car. The world seemed to pause for a fraction of a second. Her terrified eyes met his. How? Daniel couldn't answer. The photo in his pocket had changed. The woman had vanished from it. Only an empty street remained. A new message appeared on his phone from an unknown number. You weren't supposed to do that. The price must be paid. And Daniel realized fate was now hunting him. Daniel couldn't resist. He took the camera again, aiming it at random targets, each click unveiling horrors yet to come. A collapsed bridge, a fiery explosion in a skyscraper, a child on the edge of a sidewalk, unaware of the car about to hit. Every photo predicted death. Every photo whispered in a language only Daniel felt in his bones. When he tried to warn people, the photos shifted. The disasters changed, but always someone disappeared. Always the price was claimed. The camera was learning, and it had chosen him. A stranger appeared in Daniel's dreams, a woman with silver hair, eyes glowing faintly. She spoke without moving her lips. You cannot change the future without losing someone. Every photograph demands a life. Daniel woke up drenched in sweat, the camera humming on his desk. He had no choice. The photos would continue whether he used the camera or not. The next photo showed a man crossing the street. Daniel recognized him. It was his neighbor. The timestamp, 5:32 p.m. He ran outside, tried to push the man out of harm's way, but the world warped. The car moved slower. Fate adjusted. And the man still disappeared. The camera had taken someone else's life instead. Daniel gasped. The curse was real. Daniel's closest friend appeared in the next photo. He tried to warn her. She laughed, thinking it was a joke. At 7:15 p.m., she vanished. No trace, no explanation. The camera pulsed with approval. Daniel's terror grew. Every attempt to change fate amplified the consequences. Following the trail, Daniel discovered a hidden shop filled with undeveloped film. Each strip vibrated softly, humming as though alive. He developed one. It showed himself screaming in a burning building. He hadn't even taken the photo yet. The camera wasn't just predicting, it was shaping reality. Another dream visited him. The silver-haired woman. You cannot change the future without losing someone. Every photograph demands a life. Daniel woke up drenched in sweat, the camera humming on his desk. He had no choice. The photos would continue whether he used the camera or not. Every photo began warping the present. A bridge he crossed melted before his eyes. A billboard collapsed in mid-air. The streets flickered like broken film. The camera's power was growing. It wanted him to act. It wanted him to feel despair. Daniel entered a dim, narrow shop tucked behind a collapsed alley. Shelves groaned under hundreds of undeveloped films, cameras, and lenses. A thick layer of dust covered everything, but the air hummed alive. Each film strip vibrated slightly in his hands. He developed one on an old tray. The photo emerged, his apartment burning, with him trapped inside. Before the photo fully formed, he felt the heat against his face. The shop wasn't just predicting, it was testing him. A whisper echoed. Do you want to survive or merely witness? Daniel's hands shook. He realized that the camera was more than an object. It was a predator of fate itself. Daniel received the next photo, a child falling from a balcony. He ran, tried to stop it, but the child vanished from the photo and a neighbor screamed instead. He understood. The camera demanded a trade. Every life saved is another consumed. Every choice leaves a shadow. Daniel's heart raced. Could he bear the cost? The camera led Daniel to an abandoned factory. Inside, hallways twisted impossibly, staircases folded on themselves. Film strips hung from ceilings, vibrating and humming. He touched one. Instant visions flooded him. Bridges collapsing, cities burning, families screaming. These were not memories, they were futures that the camera had recorded. Daniel stumbled back, realizing he had entered a labyrinth of fate. A single photograph caught his eye. A man, blurred and stiff, cornered in an alley. Daniel snapped a photo of the photo. Flash. The figure inside the picture moved, turning toward him. He was alive in the image, trapped, trying to reach out. A whisper. Don't capture what breathes between frames. Daniel spun around. The shop was empty. but the cold remained. Daniel discovered a cathedral-like room filled with closed coffins. Each plaque bore a name, some strangers, some people he knew. One read, Daniel Cortez, 2024. Inside, his perfectly preserved body lay. The camera pulsed, drawing his attention. He raised it, snapped a photo. The coffin emptied. Someone else's life had been taken in exchange. Daniel realized, to save himself, the camera consumes another.
Rows of filing cabinets stretched endlessly, each drawer labeled with past and future dates. Daniel opened one, photos of disasters yet to happen. In each, a tiny figure held a camera. Himself. Was he the cause or the witness? A whisper. You cannot change the future, only trade it. Daniel understood the horrifying truth. He was a participant, not an observer. He finally met her in a shattered office. Long silver hair, pale skin, eyes reflecting impossible images. You finally arrived, she said. I was the first. The camera showed me a disaster, and I tried to stop it. Every time she interfered, the disasters shifted, darker than before. It feeds on destiny, she warned. Keep using it, and you vanish between timelines. Daniel shivered. The camera's hunger was inevitable. A circular chamber held hundreds of developing trays. Photos moved within the liquid. A man drowned. A girl cried. A faceless creature crawled through a doorway. A hand burst from the liquid, grabbing Daniel's wrist. He kicked it away. The images shifted. The camera was alive. It was shaping reality around him. On a dusty pedestal, property of Eleanor Marrow, 1949. The woman he met was older than she appeared. Time was trapped inside her. The camera's power spanned decades. Projections flickered, people disappearing, cities burning, disasters unfolding. A mechanical voice echoed, "The owner never escapes. The camera never returns what it takes." Daniel realized the camera was eternal. Alarms blared, lights strobed, the factory shook. Every exit distorted. The camera forced Daniel's finger toward the shutter. Flash. The photo developed. He was alive outside. Behind him, someone else vanished. A trade had been made. The camera demanded a price for every life saved. The factory warped around him. Metal bent, walls twisted, images collided in impossible layers. Daniel sprinted, dodging falling beams. The camera shrieked, not mechanical, but alive. It wanted him to see, to feel, to fear. Every step brought him closer to revelation and terror. Outside, the night was icy. The factory collapsed into darkness. Daniel survived, but the camera remained alive, choosing its next host. A whisper. The future always finds you. Photos appeared on his phone, his house, his bedroom, a shadow standing beside him. The camera had not been destroyed. It was omnipresent. The countdown continued. On a stormy night, Daniel understood the truth. The camera was conscious. It survived by showing the future and consuming those who tried to change it. Another photo appeared. Daniel on a highway, under a burning sky, a reflection of a man broken and fading. Beside the photo, a message carved into wood. Every future has a price. Your turn is coming. Daniel's pulse raced. He turned, but the flash consumed everything. The camera had chosen again.